to click my link, get 20% off an annual plan, and where they've got a 30-day free trial. So here's my highlight. It's a course called How Technology Works. It's awesome. I mean, capacitors, transistors, you've probably heard of them. Would you like to know what they are and how they work? How about passwords? GPS, actually learning how the things around you function, gaining a true understanding of the world. Yeah, honestly, I just picked this one because it's fun and it perfectly showcases what Brilliant does best, interactively breaking down big, complex things into small, easy to understand things, and doing that with their bite-sized quiz-based.
You don't get the prophecies? Okay. So okay, I'll explain that to you. Guys, listen, if you don't listen to anything I say, this is probably the most important thing to understand. I'm going to show you a tutorial of how this works. I got all of my best items from prophecies. Okay? So if you don't listen to anything that I say, listen to this. Devil good, thanks for the prime. Okay, listen to this. This is important. All right, here we go. In Act 9, you go to the observatory. Okay, you walk in. Here we go. La 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 la. Right when you start, you're probably not going to have any currency. Okay, so let's skip that for a moment. You go up here. Now, you have 4 telescopes. These things are going to help you a lot. Now, when you go to a telescope, here you have lenses. Think of it like if you've played Path of Exile, you know how the beginning of the tree, you can block the stuff that you don't want? That's exactly what this is. Block the stuff that you don't want. So, I'm standing here and I'm thinking, okay, how do I get the most rewards possible? What do I do all day? Well, I play monoliths. So if I can teach these telescopes to give me all of my rewards in monoliths, I'm going to be rich. Okay, so how do you do that? So you just go play for a while. If you press Y, you can see this favor that you gain. When you get some favor, go to this lady, check out what she's got, and go to the greater lenses. They're not that expensive. Now read what this says. 100% reduced chance for prophecies to have arena events. I never do the arena, so I don't want prophecies for the arena. So this eliminating the arena for me is godly. You need to buy 4 of these. 1 for each telescope. This one, 100% reduced chance for prophecies to have monolith events. This would literally ruin my day. I want all of my prophecies to be monolith. So this is dog shit. And this one, 100% reduced chance to have dungeons. I don't care about dungeons either. Let's eliminate those as well. So I bought 4 copies of each of this lens. Okay, go back to the telescopes. Put them in, block everything in arenas, block everything in dungeons, and voila. It's going to have you do a bunch of stuff in monoliths. That's the first step. Okay? The next step, when you're looking at these telescopes, is the rewards. Now, for any build, usually the most important thing is your weapon and your quiver, right? So I was able to make some very, very nice legendaries, and a lot of it is thanks to the prophecies. So if you go over here, this is the weapon prophecy. This is where you want to spend most of your money. Now, check these 2 boxes in the bottom right corner, show all the reward icons. This will, you don't have to know anything about the game. This looks like a wand or something. This looks like 2 daggers. This looks like a quiver. So I already know these 3. I'm a bow quiver boy. So this one is the only prophecy that might be good for me. And don't worry too much about like the conditions. It's going to give you 3 exalted quivers if something happens. and then you can buy them with your favor and start to stack them up of all these prophecies that will come true. And the level of rewards that you get from buying these prophecies and stacking it up by doing monoliths is crazy. Like, you get crazy good gear. So I might buy this one. I might buy, oh, okay, give me this one for 1,500. Check the price. Some of them are like 10,000. It's super expensive. If all of them are bad, you can just choose to re-roll it. But what you're looking for, let me show you what you're looking for. So I can already tell you all this is bad. What I want are unique bows. I want unique bows to have more chances to slam my legendary bow. So re-roll this. I don't see any legendary bow icon. This is all garbage. I don't want any of that. Look, unique bow, unique bow. Look how beautiful this is. 4 unique ranged weapons. Okay, so you can read the cost, you can read the event, they're about the same cost. I only have to kill this guy one time and he's gonna drop me 4 unique bows. You see how OP this is? You buy it and then it has to re-roll, unfortunately. We wanted both of those. This is all garbage, re-roll. If you stack these, then here we go, bows. Exalted bows is fine because you gotta have an exalted bow to slam it, okay? And then you can go through all of it. Maybe say, Rax, my bow, my weapon does not define my build. The thing that defined my build is an armor piece. Same exact idea. Come over here and go for the unique armors and buy this one. I gotta kill this guy. I think I have to kill him six immortal eyes for 4 unique armors. Boom. Okay? And you just stack the prophecies, and then you make it, you get godly rewards. I promise you, it's worth it to come here, look through the prophecies, make some good ones for your build, and then go play. I promise you get godly loot. You don't get the prophecies? Okay. So okay, I'll explain that to you. Guys, listen. If you don't listen to anything I say, this is probably the most important thing to understand. I'm going to show you a tutorial of how this works. I got all of my best items from prophecies. Okay? So if you don't listen to anything that I say, listen to this. Devil good. Thanks for the prime.
The Circle of Fortune is a faction designed for solo self-found players, or players who don't like trading to have a good time. It provides passive loot bonuses through faction rank, and giant loot explosions through prophecies. And even as someone who enjoys trade in ARPGs, I have to say, the prophecy system is really, really cool, and I'd love to see more games do stuff like this, and I'd also love to see if a Merchants Guild get a similar system. If you're watching this in the future and the Merchants Guild has, then that's completely awesome, because I love prophecies and I love making loot explosions with them. And so today, I'm going to talk about the Circle of Fortune, go over the faction vendor and lenses, talk about what prophecies are and a little bit on how they work, and then give some examples of the loot explosions and how I set them up. But these are only a few of the secrets the stars holds, and I'll be talking about more of them in upcoming videos. So do be sure to get subscribed, leave a like while you're down there, and let me know down below what other Circle of Fortune questions that you happen to have. Then keep an eye out, because your question could be answered in a future video. But for now, let's get into things. When you reach the Majelka Upper District in Act 9, you're prompted to join a faction. Either the Merchants Guild and their Bazaar, or the Circle of Fortune and their Observatory. Today, I'm definitely going to be talking about the Circle of Fortune, since I started in offline due to the fact that the servers were a little bit problematic. My second character will be online, and I'm probably going to try out the Merchants Guild. But we'll have to see. Maybe there's more with the Circle of Fortune, but I'll need to discover by then. Kind of depends on when the servers stabilize and when we roll. And so here we have the observatory, starting with the faction leader, who's also the faction leader. On the first tab, you have items. These are really, really good when leveling. You get things like a bow. It has bow crit strike, bow crit multi. It costs 4,200 favor. Shift, plus right click, it rolls rarity, and you get a random rare item, which honestly, if I was a low level, this would be pretty awesome. Level 97, so unfortunately it's not very good. This kind of works like the Gambler, except better. However, be really careful using this, because it costs your favor, and your favor is used for endgame activities like prophecies. So in general, I wouldn't really do this. In fact, it's probably a huge waste of resources. It's a cool concept. I almost think that the Circle of Fortune one should cost gold, because 4,200 favor is a prophecy, and as you'll see later, that's a lot of value. So as a note, you can't do anything with prophecies until you're rank 4, so I guess the assumption is, until you get to rank 4, you buy these things. In general, I just save my favor. So here we have faction rewards and rank reputation. There are 10 total ranks. Right now, I'm at rank 7, and I need about 117,000 reps to rank up again. Starting over here, and the item drop chance, there's a 35% chance to drop twice as many items. And if an item drops from a Circle of Fortune effect, you'll see that little rank requirement there. That means your Merchant's Guild friend cannot use it, and it cannot be sold in the bazaar, though it can be traded to any Fortune friends or even Merchant Guild friends, they just won't be able to equip it. Coming back here, there's Upgraded Rune of Ascendance, 45% chance for it to be preserved. Then, an idle drop chance. Whenever an idle drops, there's a chance to drop more. Coming over here, Exalted Affix chance. This is big. 50% more likely you actually reign Exalted to the point where I've started hiding them on my filters. And a chance to double Echo upgrades. Yeah, sometimes you just want a unique item you're target farming. Now, there's a 35% chance to be twice as efficient. At rank 6, Legendary Potential, uniques are twice as likely to have it. I've found that I get LP1 and LP2 way more frequently, to the point where I actually have full tabs between the prophecies and the LP chance. T7's more common, I'm definitely getting more of them now. That is really, really powerful. Rank 8, Rares are Exalted. Rares have a 25% chance of becoming Exalted. If I wasn't hiding them already, I'd be hiding them so much after that. Full set drop is a meme. I do not know why this is here. Set items aren't even good. You don't want sets most of the time. You so rarely use these. And then items from prophecies are duplicated. Not have a chance to be, are duplicated. What I'm personally probably going to do if I keep playing this character is once I hit rank 8, once my gear is set, I'm going to try to grind all the way to rank 10 unless it's absolutely ridiculous and just see what crazy stuff I can drop with double prophecies. Because as you saw at the intro of this video, prophecies are already insane. You can bring this up again by hitting Y or talking to the NPC in the vendor. Also, you get to see your prophecies here. More on that in a bit. The faction vendor also has lenses, which are divided into 2 categories: regional and greater. Regional lenses are specific to a certain telescope. So, a focusing lens of runes, for example, can only be used with the Dices telescope, and it gives you a 15% increased chance to find runes. Or 15% increased chance to find glyphs. And these bonuses are actually pretty good. They're used to target farm. And it scales up and scales up, meaning that you get more and more effects for that telescope. i.e., focusing lens of bows, 20% increased chance per rank to find bows, available starting at rank 2, which is actually before you get the telescopes. Next we have greater lenses. These have higher level requirements, with the Lens of Wealth requiring rank 8. These have powerful effects, and any of these can be put in any telescopes and swapped at any time. So, the nice thing for something like an obscuring Lens of Battle is, doing Arena is kind of unfortunate. So unless you really like Arena, you can just block it entirely with this lens. Remember though, you only get 2 or 3 lens slots in each telescope depending on your grade. So, there's a very significant opportunity cost to using any of these, and also to using these. Where you might want something like, alright, 10% increased chance to find relics. Well, that's pretty good. And you also might want a chance to find unique items. That's pretty good. But if you use both bows, you can't block arena. You can't necessarily block dungeon events, or monolith events, or high corruption events. So, picking and choosing is very much the key to building out your strategy. And then you can use either the Lens of Rhyme or the Lens of Wealth to get massive bonuses by doubling either the number of uses or the rewards on completion. Now, for my testing so far, those last two lenses are very much buyer beware. They can be incredibly powerful, but since they cost a lot more favor, you can burn through your favor for very mediocre rewards. I'd only use them if you really know what you're doing. Here we have the 4 telescopes. Dices, which gives idol-related prophecies. Then in the north, Arctis, which gives armor-related prophecies. In the east, we have Eos, which gives weapons. And in the south, we have Unpronounceable, which gives accessories. You don't actually need to run between them like I just did. You can use the navigation here to swap. So, there's a lot of reduced chance for this, increased chance for that. Does that mean when you get to 100%, something no longer spawns? No, I have reduced chance for prophecies to have campaign events, and reduced chance for them to have arena events. Since it's above 100% chance, let's see if any spawn.
You're obviously able to handle yourself just fine.
We got...
But I know my way around the dunes.
Nope, that's dungeon. That's monolith. Looking good, right? Well, let's reroll again.
You helped me. Let me return the favor.
We've got dungeon. We've got timeline. We've got dungeon.
I can't complain about that offer.
Defeat Architect.
You ready to head out then?
Sanctum of the Architect. That is a campaign event. Despite the 100% reduced chance.
The scale band were never meant to be
again.
thugs.
We got Lightless Arbor, Temporal Sanctum, Lightless Arbor, and rolling again. We've got a whole bunch of dungeons and timelines. So I have noticed that occasionally campaign events do creep in, but it does seem like it has a 100% effectiveness when blocking arena. I don't yet know if this is a bug or if this is intended. Luckily, it is only very, very occasional that you do end up with things like the defeat architect. Yeah. So, in general, blockers are very good to use to eliminate the content that you don't run. Now, another way that you can use this is targeting specific items. So, maybe I want Focusing Lens of Relics to have an increased chance to find relics. I specifically want unique relics. That's what this combo yields. Unfortunately, the downside of this combo is that it's only focused on positives. So I'll roll arena and campaign and all the bad stuff. Here you go. Set relic. I mean, it's exactly what I asked for, just not the right rarity. Alright, Hierot. I can buy that one. Rerolls everything. Yes, when you acquire a prophecy, it does reroll everything. We've got some exalted rings. Unique relics from God Hunter Argentus, all 6. This is a great way to target farm relics if that's what you're wanting to do. Here we go, unique relics from Shade of Orbis. That's a pretty cool one. I'm definitely going to do that. But unfortunately, we do also have Tier 3 Arena, and it's not even for relics. The other thing you could do is vastly increase the cost to increase for rewards. So maybe I want boots, and I don't want to do too many prophecies, and I don't mind how much I spend. I can do this, re-rolling, and look at how expensive these are now. It's over 9,000. And no, I didn't do that intentionally just to put that joke in. It happened to, well, roll randomly. So let's try that again. And as you'll see, we'll get a bunch of very expensive prophecies, but the advantage is they can be done multiple times. I.e., instead of defeating Rye once, now you defeat Rye twice, getting 8 total unique armors, meaning the cost per is actually a lot lower. Or alternatively, you go here and you do it 6 times. I found that in general, when a prophecy rewards one item, You can complete it more times, and it rewards you a bunch of items. You can complete it less times. It also seems like the prophecies type does have a little bit of something to do with that, where certain types are more stingy and more generous. I noticed that, for example, prophecies which reward users' real items tend to be a little bit more generous in their uses. See all of your prophecies right here. So these are ones that I happen to have picked up, and they're even color-coded by zone. So far, the most effective method that I found for stacking prophecies is a blocker and a reward type. So something like blocking all arena, and then going for bow rewards, or blocking all arena and then going for unique rewards. Yeah, okay, I'm not the biggest fan of arena, if you couldn't tell. I've also noticed that monoliths tend to be a pretty inefficient way to do it early on. Now later, as you push more timelines higher, and as you're just regularly doing more of them, I'm sure it's totally fine. But early I found it's best to stack them on dungeons. It's really easy to run through a temporal sanctum and just go blast jewelry. If you're going to do this though, just pay a little bit of attention to your requirements, because you might have to do a T4 jewelry, or you might have to do a T2. And there's a little bit of difference in difficulty between them. Now recently, I spent around 100,000 favor trying different combinations, focusing on a lot of blockers, focusing on high cost, focusing on low cost, all that stuff. And I found for most things, especially in the early game and mid game, you actually want to go for a low cost prophecy strategy. Because if you're dropping 6 or 7 of an item at a time, then as it turns out, you probably don't need to double that as well. Plus you're fishing for a rare item. I also found that proccing uniques off of jewelry in particular means that you get a lot of extra LP items. So that's a pretty good bonus. Additionally, I've also found that any generic boss kills are quite good, and exiled mages are good prophecies to take, since there's a wide range of places where you can proc these and you don't have to worry too much about specifics. On the other hand, I found arena and high corruption monolith events to be the worst, since that requires a lot of extra effort either doing arena or pushing the mono up if it isn't already there. I'm sure as I keep playing characters, everything will just get there naturally, so that's probably not a big deal long-term with the refined system used to corruption. So far, this system feels incredibly powerful. Now, it could be that the Falcon Bomber is just a better build than anything I've played previously. It's certainly very overtuned. In the past, I remember spending a couple days trying to farm LP Marinas and getting a lot of them, but none with LP. Now, I've set out to get, well, pretty much any item that I've wanted for my build thus far, and I've managed to get it with 1 LP relatively easily by prophecy stacking and then going to bonk Jewel Run. Also, all the extra exalted drops means that I have more T7 items equipped and in my stash than I think I collected in my entire previous playtime. And so overall, it feels like gearing is super ridiculously easy. And that's a little scary, because I'm not ranked 10 in the Circle of Fortune. And I also think the best is yet to come, because I'm not entirely sure of the additional LP chance, prophecy duplication, and LP chance per corruption interaction. Does it mean that we're going to be seeing new explosions of 3 and 4 LP items later on? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and find out, because the game was just recently released in beta, 1.0's new, the item factions are also new, and only time will tell. With that said, I'm curious, did you go Circle of Fortune or Merchant's Guild, and have you found it successful, or did you run into issues? Be sure to share your thoughts up in the card and down below. On the other hand, if you need a loot filter or want to know more about Last Epoch, I'll link a couple of resources that you can watch after this to find out all that stuff. Before I go, a special thanks to my patrons and channel members for the continued support. For as low as $1 a month, you can make videos just like this when possible. Link to support is down below. With that said, a big thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the Circle of Fortune so far, and if you want to see some more advanced topics, again, let me know your questions down below, and then stay tuned for the future videos. But with that said, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you again in the next one.
Of anyone undeserving after they die?
Not happening.
I'd love to clear them out at some point, but we've got far too much to do right now.
Not happening. happening. Not happening. Might have to drop something.
Change is coming. I understand your fear. Too long have we all been bound by the chains of fate. I will shatter them. Along with who would seek to bind me. Freedom will be our future. My future. At any cost.
Farewell.
No one is permitted inside the Temple of Majasa at this time. Could be days, could be years. There's plenty to see and do in Majelka. Scurry along. The temple is closed. Leave. I don't want to see you here again.
Was it just me, or was that speech unusual? I don't know much about their customs, but it is the first time I've heard of their temple being closed. If we're not able to get inside the temple and speak with Majasa, everything will be for naught. You have a plan. I am not sure if we can trust this friend of yours, but I trust you.
I overheard your conversation with the cute brunette over there. I might have a mutually beneficial arrangement. Given how you have no real connections here, I do believe I'm your only option. While I obviously appreciate it, I really need your help. Afterward, I'll owe you one. Deal! All right. I want you to help me take over the Scalebane. You've seen what they've been reduced to. They're nothing but common criminals nowadays. They were established to help people. But now all they do is prey on the citizens they were made to protect. They're corrupt. And I intend to fix that. A full rework of what the Scalebane stand for. Cutting down on crime and establishing ourselves as an organization that will fight for the common people. After that, I'd like to remove the Nagasa from the equation. They've always taken advantage of their people, and I'll do my part to stop that. But that'll come later, after we've given the populace a bit of hope. It's well within your abilities, I assure you. I've established quite the reputation for myself here, and I should be able to insert myself into the role of guild leader with relative ease. But we have to dispose of the current guild leader first. Absolutely. I've got to drop by the temple for a little errand as well, so this works out perfectly. And hey, if you're looking for a little detour before you dispose of the guild leader, let me know. I might have just the thing for you. Fancy a little extra work? It pays well, and you'll also receive the warm, fuzzy feeling you get from helping out a friend. Now you're just trying to be mean. No matter. You'll just have to direct those feelings towards a new target instead, because you're going to be working a bounty job for me. As I'm sure you've gathered, some people around here like the Nagasa, and some hate them. There's one Nagasa in particular that tended to attract more ire than admirers. His name is Arjani, and he's a Ruby Nagasa that serves as a guard captain. Bring me his head, of course. I'll be around here when the job's done. Let me know if you have any questions.
Can I help you? I help you? Stay safe, traveler.
Fuck this one up. What the hell did that?
Not happening.
Let's straighten him out.
Found a set piece. They should make set pieces like really good. Ooh, and some body armor? Oh, this is mage body armor. +3. Wow, this is a lot too.
Let's straighten him out.
That looks pretty good for a mage. I'm gonna have to do my, I really need to do my loot filter so I stop getting stuff like that. Oh, I can't go there, okay.
Well, you can.
You're not going anywhere. Not happening.
You can't run from us. You're not going.
They're mine.
You can't best me. Trample you.
Not happening. Not happening.
You're not going anywhere.
Not happening.
They're mine.
Oh no, wrong button.
Not happening.
Can I help you?
$100,000?
Can I help you?
Okay. And I save money.
Not happening. Not happening.
Crush you! Fighting!
Not happening. Not happening.
Should be easy. Impossible.
Not happening.
What brings you here? What brings you here? Farewell.
They're mine! They're mine!
You're Galley.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
So see me.
Not happening.
Okay. Need to go back to town.
How's my new favorite bounty hunter doing? Do you have good news? I never doubted you, but I'm impressed nonetheless. Tracking Arjani down and dispatching them as fast as you did. I couldn't have asked for it to have gone any better. After you're done with your business in the temple, I sure wouldn't mind having you around once the Scalebane are under new management. Plenty of jobs to do around here, and even more once I'm running the show. Haha! You're now looking at the newly... I may be a thief, and a rogue. Despite all that, I'm true to my word. Especially for a friend. I've already got everything laid out and ready to go. I know exactly how to get us both into the temple, since I need to head there for my own business as well. Win-win, right? All we need to do is go on a little jaunt, then steal a giant eagle, and fly to our destination. Should be easy.
Steal
Right?
a giant eagle.
All right. Well, first off, you're going to stop by the oasis. It's a lovely place this time of year, as long as you don't mind hordes of desert beasts who are looking to rip you apart. Once you're done there, you should reach the crystal mine. Not many people go in there and come out breathing, but I'm sure you'll be fine. After that, you'll be awfully close to the Osprix war camp. I'll meet up with you just outside of it. Where else would we be getting a giant eagle? That's the plan. Oh, come on. Where's that fighting spirit? It's going to work. It's not like you've got any other options.
Farewell.
Farewell. Smack the wall.
Not happening.
Before we go any further, it will be best to introduce yourself to some of the powers within the city. Taking over the Scalebane is only one step. We'll need allies. First, there's the Merchant Guild. You were in Thetima before, and you likely ran into some of them. Melvan ring a bell? they've got a foothold in the bazaar and grow more influential by the day. Then there is the Circle of Fortune, scholars and mages who have the ear of every noble in the city. Being able to grease the wheels of fortune makes you popular. They hardly leave their observatory, but introductions are easy. You will find both the bazaar and observatory nearby. Keep in mind, picking one ally is the same as shunning another. While you're allied with one, you won't be accepted into the other until you break those ties. Decisions, eh?
Okay.
First, there's the Merchant Guild. You were in Thetima before, and you likely ran into some of them. Melvan ring a bell? They've got a foothold in the bazaar and grow more influential by the day. Then there is the Circle of Fortune, scholars and mages who have the ear of every noble in the city. Being able to grease the wheels of fortune makes you popular. They hardly leave their observatory, but introductions are easy.
The Circle of Fortune.
You will find both the bazaar and observatory nearby.
In the
Keep
bazaar.
in mind, picking one ally is the same as shunning another. While you're allied with one,
Okay,
you
yeah.
won't be accepted into the other until you break
So
those
we'll be doing
ties.
this one.
Decisions,
Aligning the
eh?
circuit for intense item dropping allows you to seek prophecies to help find better items. Aligning with the merchant's guild and trading item via in the bazaar or directly with other players. Yeah, we'll be doing that one because I'm on solo self-found and I'm playing offline right now. So the observatory. So all this is new.
Oh, hello. What brings you to
hello.
the observatory? Care to change your fortune with a prophecy from the stars? Don't tell me. I can see it now. Zarek asked you to meet with the Circle of Fortune, didn't he?
Eh? Didn't it, eh?
I would love to say that it was foretold in the stars. But the truth is that I saw you speaking with him from one of the balconies. My name is Galila, and it's my honor to offer any and all who have an interest in celestial divination to join us. The Circle of Fortune. Very, open-ended question. I will have to restrain myself from telling you about the various fields of research we've pioneered, and keep to the more practical applications. If you assist in our research, your reputation among us will grow. Then we will be able to afford you greater access to our discoveries. With our knowledge of the stars, one might gain prophecies and use their guidance to discover treasure where others would find naught. What do you say? Do you wish to have fate on your side?
You won't be able to join the other faction while you're a member of this one. Okay, that's fine. While aligned with the Circle of Fortune, you gain favor when slaying enemies or completing quests. Favor can be spent in the observatory to gain reputation, which is their experience with a faction. A small amount of reputation is also gained when slaying enemies or completing quests. As reputation grows, you gain ranks within the Circle of Fortune, unlocking powerful benefits towards finding more and better items. Enemies have a 35% chance of dropping twice as many items. Visit soldier. Okay.
Welcome. You seek to learn of the art of prophecy, I presume? Prophecies are the medium through which we are able to observe, record, and even manipulate the delicate medium between the stars and our fates. Go to any of the telescopes within this tower and use them to observe the constellations. Once you have found a star whose light you want to capture, record it as a prophecy. Once you've made your first strides in the art of divination, You may use lenses for more precise telescope control. In time, you will be granted access to a greater variety of them, and may even use multiple at once. Initiates are not allowed this privilege. Our equipment is far too delicate. I may forgive a shattered lens or two, but Galila would be tempted to toss you off the edge of the observatory herself. Speak with Galila if you wish to purchase lenses and other items that may aid you in your research. You are helping the Circle of Fortune a great deal, traveler.
Okay. Oh, you get a set body armor? Set helmet? Unique armor? Exalted caster weapon? Unique range weapon? Unique offhand catalyst? Exalted range weapon? Okay, so you need 2,000. Reroll reputation. Set relic, exalted. Rare bone amulet. Exalted ring, exalted ring.
Yes. So who do I talk to? Is to talk to someone. To buy lenses? Gain prophecy from the observatory telescope. I got 104 favor. I don't really know. Is it free? Unlocked at rank 2. Okay, so event, death of rare enemy, condition monolith. I guess I need to
Terra's blessing.
Thought I was supposed to talk to someone.
Well?
Not happening.
Welcome. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Oh. These are all unidentified. Favor costs 4,200. So you spend favor on this? It's all. Here's the lens. Huh. Let's see.
Welcome. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Okay, so you can.
Welcome. Is there any? Of course. We are the fun. Needless to say. Welcome. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
I'll figure this out later, I guess. I'll figure out how to do the favors. Gain prophecy from the observatory telescope. Yeah, but I gotta. How do you gain prophecy? have enough for any of these. Okay, so I guess I just gotta go kill people, kill things.
happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Good day, traveler.
Oh man, dude. I'm tired. I feel like I need a nap.
Farewell.
Hmm? Farewell.
Not happening. Not happening. Not. Not happening.
Oh! Yeah, I'm tired.
Not happening.
I wasn't even paying attention to that. I think that was a boss.
Not happening.
No, it wasn't.
Not
It just
happening.
fucked me up, though.
happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. That was close.
There you are! I was wondering if you were going to show up. Oh, please. It was to get you prepped for this. Welcome to the war camp. Not just any Great Eagle. We're looking for one named Talon.
We're looking for one.
Room for improvement is...
Hey, I'm happy to say I got a real pleasant surprise this week. It's not all too often that this happens, where I find a brand new game that I either didn't know about, or if I did, just didn't have much expectations for, but then I end up playing and really enjoying. Well, that is exactly what has happened with Last Epoch. This latest entry into the ARPG genre has been in early access since 2019, and after nearly 5 years of updates and improvements, it officially launched its 1.0 version this past week.
Make some coffee, 'cause I'm tired.
suppose you're right.
Oh, hang yourself for all I care.
You're right to dislike me. I ain't looking for that to change.
I wonder what playing Dark Side in this game is like.
Hey, I'm happy to say I got a real pleasant surprise this week. It's not all too often that this happens, where I find a brand new game that I either didn't know about, or if I did, just didn't have much expectations for, but then I end up playing and really enjoying. Well, that is exactly what has happened with Last Epoch. This latest entry into the ARPG genre has been in early access since 2019, and after nearly 5 years of updates and improvements, it officially launched its 1.0 version this past week. Now, I hadn't known about this game, hearing things about it here and there over the years, and it was mostly positive word of mouth, but even still, looking at the gameplay didn't really ever sell me on the game, and so I just never ended up making the time to play. However, with it officially launching and being a fan of ARPGs, I figured it was about time I gave the game a shot, and I am so glad I did, because Last Epoch seems genuinely great so far. I'm not just pleasantly surprised, I am almost blown away by the level of quality of this game. I was not expecting it, quite literally. It far exceeded my expectations. Now, with that said, do keep in mind this is an indie game from a small studio. I mention that because it does have an impact on the overall production quality when we're talking about things like the level of detail, the fidelity of assets, the gameplay feel, the overall look of the game. You can tell Last Epoch was made by a much smaller team and with a much smaller budget than compared to, say, Diablo 4 or Path of Exile 2. Many things about the game do look scaled back in comparison to those two, but ultimately that doesn't really matter. The only real important question is, for any game, is it fun to play? And so far from my time, Last Epoch seems very fun to play, and it really doesn't even matter how good or not your production quality is if the game's systems and features aren't up to snuff. And while I have not personally reached Last Epoch's endgame at this point, I have heard good things. This game is shaping up quite well and seems primed to be a strong contender in the ARPG genre. Now, I've spent the past couple of days playing, or at least when it was playable, as they've had some serious server issues up to this point, which we will get to that. But also, hey, they have an offline mode. Look at that. And even if it's not your preferred way to play, it sure is a heck of a lot better than the alternative of the online games that have server issues at launch, and you're just not able to play them at all until those issues are resolved. I was there for the launch of Diablo 3. I know how bad it can be. I mean, heck, you don't even have to go that far back. Look at Helldivers 2. That game has had persistent issues since it released, in many ways making it unplayable for a lot of people. The point is, offline mode is a great option. It's good for being there when you need it. More games should have it, and Last Epoch does. That's a great thing. So I'm not just here to gas the game up, though. I do want to talk in a little bit more detail about what I've seen so far and what I like. Before we do that, though, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by World of Tanks Blitz. This is a cross-platform, free-to-play, team-based MMO action game dedicated to fierce tank combat, and it's also an MMO shooter that you can play on mobile. In World of Tanks Blitz, you'll discover a wide variety of over 450 historical and unique tanks, with 32 maps to choose from and 8 game modes where you'll employ a variety of strategies to take out your opponents. From February the 23rd until March 7th, players will be able to grab exclusive in-game content inspired by the Dune universe, a specially designed tank, static and animated avatars, exclusive camouflages, spectacular skins, and more. This event unfolds across 60 stages, each presenting distinct missions, special quests, Dune containers, and themed rewards. World of Tanks Blitz boasts over 150 million worldwide players. The game is available on iOS, macOS, Android, Windows 10, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. You can check it out by following my link in the description below. Also, you can enter for a chance to win tickets to see the upcoming movie Dune 2 in theaters by commenting below with your World of Tanks Blitz user ID and the correct house sigil, which you'll find somewhere else hidden in today's video. If you don't already have an account, you can download the game and create one for free. Okay, so now back into Last Epoch. We are a few days into release. What do I think of the game so far? Well, aside from my broadly positive first impressions that you heard me give at the start, here are some more specifics. Combat in this game seems really well done. The general flow, pacing, and feel of playing Last Epoch seems good. Moving your character around, attacking, casting spells, blowing up enemies, as well as the environment, it looks like a well-executed ARPG combat system. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the production quality isn't necessarily quite as high as a Diablo 4 or Path of Exile 2. It doesn't feel quite as chunky or as impactful as those games, but I would say it's pretty darn close and very good in its own right. I simply enjoy attacking things in this game, and I've been doing that while playing as my character of choice this time around, the Rogue. The Rogue has a few base abilities. There is Flurry, Puncture, and Cinder Strike. These are all core spammable attacks with different flavors, like Flurry performs 3 rapid attacks, Cinder Strike is a combo that includes a fiery AoE, and Puncture is a strong jab that inflicts bleeding. Now what's interesting is that each of these attacks will be changing depending on whether or not you cast them while wielding a melee or a ranged weapon. These attacks are not tied to melee or range, they're either depending on what you feel like using. The Rogue's other core abilities are a Shuriken Throw, Acid Flask that debuffs enemies, and Umbral Blades that you toss out and recall dealing damage. Giving and receiving end. There's also a movement skill for Rogues called Shift. In addition to this, you've got a passive tree where you select from enhancements tailored to different playstyles and builds, and then as you spend points, you progress along this horizontal bar at the bottom, which then unlocks 3 additional abilities for the Rogue, which are the Smoke Bomb, Decoy, and Ballista, and every single one of the classes has a similar setup of core skills and then a passive tree which unlocks additional skills. Now, in addition to that, so in addition to the Rogue's 10 core skills that I just mentioned, each and every one of them has an entirely separate skill tree letting you specialize the skill further. So you can equip 5 skills that can be used at any given time in combat. Each of those can then be further specialized through the individual skills skill tree system. These are more than just damage multipliers, by the way, although there is that as well. In many cases, you have ways to entirely change how a skill functions. So instead of just having a game where you're playing a rogue and you've got a rogue skill tree and a rogue passive tree, this game does it a little different, where you've got skill trees for each of the skills that you're using in your build and then picking from those individual trees. Then beyond those core class skills and that passive tree, there are masteries. Every single class has 3 subclasses basically called masteries, each of which then come with their own additional passive trees and skills. So as playing the rogue, I decided to choose the Falconer mastery, which unlocks a falcon that follows me around attacking enemies. I can then also command the falcon to strike, which will then unleash a flurry of attacks in a large area. It's basically just a big area of effect ability. And then as you play, you level up, you can spend points in the Falconer passive tree, specializing in unlocking additional Falconer skins, which are the Explosive Trap, Net, Aerial Assault, and the Dive Bomb. And yes, you guessed it, every one of those skills also comes with their own individual skill tree that you can further specialize them in. So my current build while playing as my Falconer Rogue, it basically looks like this. I've got my Falcon Strikes, which is a heavy hitting attack. I will use this basically whenever it's off cooldown and there's more than just a single trash mob around. Then in between that, I am constantly throwing out explosive traps, as well as using my Puncture whenever the Rapid Strike is up and available. And then I have Smoke Bomb, a defensive skill that will blind enemies and boost my haste, and a traversal skill called Shift for quick movement and repositioning of my character. So I'm just running around, throwing out Falcon Strikes. My Falcon is swooping in, doing damage to a wide swath, and then at the same time, I'm throwing out these explosive traps, which after a second or so, they arm and then blow up on enemies, and then machine gunning any stragglers down with my Puncture attack. And then when things get hairy, I might throw down a Smoke Bomb or shift away from the enemies. All of this combined with just the general good feel of the game's combat has resulted in a moment-to-moment gameplay loop that I find quite satisfying and right there in line with other big-name ARPGs that I've played. Like I said, it might not have quite the production quality of some of those higher budget games made with bigger teams, but it's close enough, and I think it feels really, really good, especially for what it is. The gameplay, it's good as far as I'm concerned. A little bit more about the game. From what I've seen through my initial playthrough, Last Epoch, it presents its campaign in a rather linear fashion. You're moving through the main story quest, going from one distinct named location to another, following these pre-established paths and zones. They're sometimes branching. You can approach an area from 2 different directions, but for the most part, you're moving to areas where your quest objectives are clearly marked, completing whatever your main objectives are, and then picking up side quests to do along the way. It is rather straightforward and also all pretty standard RPG fare in terms of what you're doing and how you're doing things. You know, you're killing enemies, you're interacting with objects, collecting things, finding and talking to NPCs. The game does appear to be fully voice acted as well, by the way, with things like the quest dialogue, the quality of which I have thought is decent. There's also a few cutscenes here and there in the game as well. But I think what I found the most interesting about playing through Last Epoch is how the game's world is structured. They've essentially built a world and then presented it on several different timelines. So as you play, you're moving through these different eras, which in many cases have you going through similar spaces with entirely different looks, enemies, and even structures to the environment. It is a time travel story. You're constantly going back and forth between these different eras as you unlock them, and as you move forwards or backwards, the world that you're presented with is a little bit different. I don't know how this will all culminate, as these are just first impressions. Like, again, I've not finished the game, I haven't reached max level, I'm not at end game, but up until this point, going through the campaign, how they've structured the world and its content, I have really enjoyed. This will inevitably be different come end game, no question. I'm sure you're going to be interacting with the world and its timelines quite differently, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now, along the way, I've also come across a few really cool and interesting moments that stood out to me. Like at one point when I was inside of a cave, I could see far below in a ravine there was this massive earth creature that was wandering around. And then some of the backdrops on various areas like bridges and cliffs were really intriguing. In particular, one that stood out was the main town in the End of Time. You climb this floating rock bridge, and then in the background you see what I believe is a black hole or something sucking in planets. There's also a space dragon flying by, and just the setting, the backdrop, and the perspective that it all creates, I think they've done a pretty stand-up job here. A few other early standouts from the game include some of its various systems and features. Now, I've already discussed the skill system, where every single class ability has its very own skill tree, letting you enhance, but also sometimes dramatically change how those skills work. I think this is just a really interesting and good way to present this. A little bit of a mix-up from, again, the traditional fare of I pick a rogue, I've got a skill tree for my rogue, and maybe a passive tree as well. This one says, hey, every single skill has its own skill tree, and I just like that level of tinkering that they're allowing you to do. Also, this game has an insanely thorough loot filter that lets you filter for basically whatever you want to hide or show. It's got conditions related to item affixes, class requirements, level, rarity, and item type. You can apply up to 75 individual rules for a single filter, and then you can swap between these pre-saved filter templates that you've made, or even import filters that other players have created. This is about as thorough of a loot filter system that I've ever personally experienced in one of these games. Speaking of loot, item crafting is rather interesting. Like most ARPGs, you'll have items that drop with a random selection of stats and affixes, while Last Epoch has this thing called the Forge that will let you change, swap, or upgrade the stats of any weapon or item that you find. This will be limited by an item's forging potential, which essentially represents the amount of changes you can make before you can no longer forge an item anymore. And then fueling into the system are the affix shards, which will drop. They're a resource for basically each affix in the game. You can even then, if you find items that you have good affixes, but you don't want the item itself, you can pull those affixes into individual shards and put them in your collection. And then there's also various modifiers for runes and support glyphs that further enhance the system. It sounds really complex, but let me tell you, I'm not the most complex person, and I got the hang of it after not too long. I understood the system after just tinkering with it for a little while, and I think it's quite well done. It's a good way to present crafting and item enhancement in your ARPG. And then, in addition to the basic paper doll loot that you equip, your basic armor pieces and weapons, they've also got this system of idols that provide additional power boost, and you arrange these in this like Tetris-style tile box. They've got an in-game guide with a search function that lets you basically search for anything related to skills, items, crafting, combat, ailments, and the end-game system of factions and monolith system. Basically, this is instead of having to tab out of the game and check out a wiki if you're looking for details about various aspects of it, they built all of that into the game. Love to see it. And then just recently we came across dungeons. Although I don't fully understand them, it does appear to be a little bit more than the traditional dungeon structure of clear ads and then kill a boss. While you are doing that, there's also some things in the mix, like you need a specific key to enter the dungeons. They will have multiple tiers of difficulty and then have unique mechanics, like the Lightless Arbor dungeon has this flame that buffs you, and as you move around, you use a basically dungeon ability key for it, and this is used to clear your paths and do extra damage to enemies. You can also take a lot more damage if you aren't in the fight or something. The dungeon is broken up into several sections, each section having its own different debuffs, like taking damage. And then yes, you do have a boss at the end, because I guess it wouldn't be a dungeon without one. Again, don't quite fully understand the system, just recently came across it, but it does seem interesting from what I have seen. And frankly, that is just some of what I've liked so far. Really, I just wanted this video to be me getting my general thoughts on the game, because like I said at the top, this was a really, really nice, pleasant surprise. So you might assume, hey Force, if this game is looking good and sounding good, everything's smooth sailing, right? Well, not exactly. So it has been quite popular. The game seems to have picked up. It's reached recently nearly 200,000 concurrent players, which is rather insane and rather significantly above its prior all-time peak from a few years back, which was 40,000 concurrent players. It seems like releasing out of early access into 1.0 with all the positive word of mouth, lots of people were interested in checking out this game. That is really, really impressive for an indie RPG to be hitting 200,000. By the time you watch this video, they might have surpassed that, or maybe not. We'll see, because it hasn't exactly been smooth sailing. While the general sentiment around the game itself has been positive, they have been having some massive issues with the servers being overloaded, resulting in frequent disconnects, but probably even more frequent is what you're seeing is long loading time between zones. I've seen a bunch of funny memes talking about this. You'll basically constantly be zoning into and out of areas between towns and different combat arenas and story arenas. This happens fairly frequently, and sometimes the time between going from one zone to the next can be many, many seconds, many even minutes at a time. I think I've waited upwards of like 5 minutes loading just from a town into the zone just outside of the town, and all of this is related to the strain that the servers are currently under. And it's one of those things where they're kind of suffering from success. People are enjoying this game, lots of people are jumping in to check it out, but as a result, the online experience for the people that are wanting to play this game hasn't exactly been great. We've seen this time and time again with games that require an online connection and have an abundance of players right at launch. It almost seems like it happens more times than not in these sort of circumstances. However, in Last Epoch's defense, they do have the oft-requested but not always included offline mode, and that is actually what I've spent about half of my time over these past few days playing. While the servers have been a mess, while connectivity and disconnects and long time loading between zones have been prevalent, I've just been going to offline mode and then basically juggling back and forth. While it has hindered my progress on each of the characters because I'm not dedicated to just offline or not dedicated to just online, I'm nevertheless enjoying playing the game. I think the core of the game is good, the foundation is good. I've really enjoyed what I've seen thus far. No, I've not finished it. No, I've not reached endgame. No, I'm not max level. This isn't an all-encompassing review by any means, but again, I was pleasantly surprised. I really, really am enjoying this. It's just as the words imply, it's been a pleasant surprise, and I'm happy to continue to jump in and keep playing. And at this point, we're just hoping that things smooth out, that the server issues get resolved, and that people can just enjoy playing the game without having to wait 5 minutes going from one zone to the next. We'll see what happens in the coming days and weeks. I hope things do improve. For the time being, I'm just as happy to play offline mode. But I know not everyone, that's not for everyone, right? Some people, they just want to play online. They just want to progress one character. They want to play that character with their friends. They want to do trading. And so offline mode isn't the solution for everyone, but I'm very happy that it is here. And all of this, and probably the cherry on top of this, is you get all of this in a package that costs less than a Diablo 4 mount. Can't beat it. $35 is the price of Last Epoch. Now, they do have cosmetic microtransactions in the game, but I've seen nothing pertaining to pay to win or pay to progression. It seems like it is just exclusively cosmetic. Either way, though, that's a nice entry price for what seems to be a pretty darn competent and well put together ARPG. I'm really enjoying it thus far. I'll keep you guys updated. Maybe we do a follow-up video, maybe more of a thorough and full review, but a few days in, I'm having a heck of a time, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you. Bear in mind, this upcoming weekend, probably going to be a mess. I don't expect the server issues to resolve as we move into Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully come early next week, though, things will start to get better. But at its core foundation, the game itself, Last Epoch, seems pretty darn good, and that makes me pretty darn happy. That does it for today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.
Not happening.
That's all right.
Not happening. Not happening. Might have to drop something.
Got a rank 1 on it. What's making these boots do that? These boots are like...
Good night, Hellbeard.
Chance to shred armor and throwing hit increase bow damage. This gives me +1 to max traps. Explosive traps. Oh, +1 to max traps. 30,000? Holy shit. Not enough gold. Let's just go ahead and shatter all this. Change the category. It's like a really dark purple. Don't say what, you don't say exalted or anything.
safe, traveler.
Hmm?
Farewell. Hmm? Hmm? Farewell.
Can I help you? Stay safe, traveler.
Hmm? Farewell.
So it says return.
Yes.
Was it just me, or was that speech unusual?
No one is permitted inside the Temple of Majasa at this time.
There's no one here to talk to.
Hmm? Farewell.
Yes? Hmm?
That's why.
Good day, traveler. Farewell.
I damn fucked up. I'm all the way back at the beginning.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
against us, shadows.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Dodge rating while channeling. Increase dodge rating while channeling. Ward gain when you dodge while channeling. 2 mana gain when you dodge while channeling. Intelligence. Increase movement speed while not channeling. What is channeling?
141 ward decay threshold. Holy shit. Increased movement speed. How is, what does channeling mean? Dodge rating while channeling? I don't get it. Like, I don't know what channeling, what would be channeling. Let's see. How do you go to settings here? I do need to do a loot filter. I need to do that. I don't know how to do it though. You know what? I'm about to listen to a video on how to do a loot filter.
Cue balls. Welcome to the house of pain.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch with my new series, Aaron's Boot Camp. And what do I have for you today? Loot filter creation. My goal is by the end of this video, even if you've never played Last Epoch before, you can log into the game and make your own custom loot filter that is tailored to your gaming experience. Now, I know a lot of people just export in loot filters for the guide they are following, and you could totally do that, but I don't recommend it. Put in your colors, put in your affixes, put in your style to the game. It really does make a difference. Now, just gonna put this out there really quickly. Lots and lots of different gamers and content creators create loot filters differently. This is just the way I like to do it. I'm not saying it's the best, I'm just saying my 1500 hours into Last Epoch, this is the loot filter that I create that works very well for me, and I'm gonna share that with you. It's also very easy to put together. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's make a end game loot filter. Hit escape, settings, and we're gonna go to manage loot filters under gameplay, and click create new loot filter, create new filter. Okay, now we're starting. We're gonna do Aaron's Boot Camp, and this is a necromancer, so we'll put a skull, and then for the skeletons we'll put white, and bam, our loot filter is created. Now I should have mentioned this at the very beginning. Again, level 1, brand new player, end game, this loot filter will work for all of them. It's just all about the different bases that you select.
Okay,
so now that we have created our loot filter, we need to add rules to it, and you're going to click add rule, and the first thing you're going to do is hide. You're just going to click hide, and you're going to add. What this does is hide all items. Now, if we just stopped right here and you went and played, the only thing that would drop would be potions, gold, and crafting material. Literally nothing else. Okay? We have now hidden every single item in the game. So the idea of this loot filter is really simple. We hide everything, and then we put rules on top of it that override it, that then show us what we want to see. Easy, right? We're gonna go add rule. Now we are going to recolor. I use this kind of, it's the Action RPG orange right here, because you never really see that color in game. Hit confirm, and then we are gonna add a condition, item type, and now we're just gonna select the items we want to see. Now for this build, I'm using the Dragonflame Edict Staff. So I don't need any one-handed weapons, I don't need any two-handed weapons, and we don't need any offhand. So we're gonna start by focusing on the armor, okay?
So I guess
know loot filters get overwhelming for people. Just follow me, okay? You're gonna see how easy this is. Okay, just within the first couple rules. We're gonna go armor. We are gonna click helmet.
Flamethrower or something. So
We're
these
gonna
boots are
confirm.
no good for me.
And
Dodge
then right here
rating
under
while
subclass,
channeling.
we are gonna click on that.
Dodge rating.
We are gonna click on
while channeling.
acolyte, and then we're gonna pick what skulls, what helmet
Ward
we
gain
actually
when you
want
dodge
to
while
see.
channeling.
Okay, so
2
on
mana
here
gain when you
we
dodge while
want
channeling. 7
adaptive spell
intelligence.
damage for
Increased
minions,
movement speed
and we
while
want
not
increased
channeling.
minion damage. All right. So 4 helmets,
So,
only ones that we will see
nothing on these
dropped on the
boots are
ground.
good, but
increased minion damage
these boots
and
are
adaptive spell,
better.
adaptive damage for minions.
Here's
okay?
all my damage goes.
Now, let's say we were doing a level 1 loot filter. Well, instead of clicking these, I would click this, this, and this. Other than that, it's the exact same loot filter. You're just selecting different bases. But this is an end game we are creating right now. And we confirm. So, for this rule, under helmets, we have selected the helmet, we have selected the 2 type. Now we need to add the conditions. So on here, we're gonna click affix, and we're gonna pick what affixes we want to see. Well, I wanna see vitality. I wanna see health. And we'll do cooldown. Cooldown recovery. Okay? Boom. And add. So now, every time one of those helmets drop and have at least one of those affixes on it, it will show on the ground as orange. Okay? We're going to continue. Okay? Watch, I'm going to do this one a little faster, then we'll slow down again. Body armor, acolyte. I want endurance and mana regen. And what I'm looking for is vitality, health, and intelligence. Okay. Done. Recolor, orange, add condition, item type, belt, type of belt, add, affix, minion damage, minion health, mana, health, all 3.
Mana goes up to 125.
This one I want 2 of them to show up.
Belt.
So instead of just one of those 6 affixes, I want 2 of those 6 affixes.
80 to armor.
Click, belt added,
This is bonus damage.
recolor, orange, item type, boots. Boots we want to see. Fire resistance, ward, stun, cold. We want speed. We want vitality. We want health. And we'll put on intelligence. Again, I want to see 2 of them. Add. Recolor. Orange. Item type. Gloves. Type of gloves. Void. Endurance. Cast speed. And we'll take necrotic. On here we want. Take minion damage, minion life. Health. And vitality, I'll take that. And intelligence.
I'd have to watch this video.
2.
Actually.
And we continue down the list. See how easy this is?
Not happening.
I mean, it feels like really just going super speed if you've done already. Alright. Amulets. All I want is the minion amulet. Here.
Not happening.
Minions.
Where's the game? Where's the game? Oh, that's the timer. It is Last Epoch Launch 1.0. Create new online game. Let's go! Let's go! Paladin, DM attempt 1. Game still says beta. Wait, do I have to? Okay, hold on. I gotta reload. Okay, hold on. Maybe I gotta download the update. Wait, why is the update not good? What is happening? Maybe we just make it anyway. Maybe they forgot to update their text and everyone's logging out and I get in the queue. It's updating now. All right, relog. Log out, boys. Log out. Restart Steam. Oh, shit. Holy shit. The game is now frozen on my screen. God damn it. I'm gonna be the millionth person in the fucking queue. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if this all goes to shit. Wait, hold on. Straight. There it is. Create a psycho character. All right, so it looks like this is the game. So welcome to the new Loading Screen Simulator 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Any moment. Let's try it again. Run back. All right, cycle, let's go. DM attempt 1. Hardcore solo account found. We're doing PoE rules. Are we actually, dude, did we just like straight up not have connection issues? We actually just got into the game. Servers are cooked. Am I speaking too early? Guess we're gonna find out here. All right, go. It's the launch of the game. Speed run for no reason, go. Holy shit, we've unlocked spin to win. And now we spin to win for the next 5 hours. Love that. There we go. Now my guy gets a headache for the rest of the game. All right, when do we lose our first character? DDPS? Yeah, it's already my build. Made mistakes in the tutorial. You're still stuck on the start screen. Wait. W in chat if you made it through and you're in the game. L in chat if you're stuck loading, patching, all that shit. Okay, most of you are loading. That's good. That's smart. What we need is for the company to only let the streamers in and then go ahead and make all you guys not be able to go in at all. That way you guys have to watch the live stream. That's actually perfect.
The guy kicks out girlfriend of 10 years and his stepdaughter over wedding plans. How would you have handled what?
So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Now let me give you a little backstory on me and my stepdaughter. She just graduated from university, which I paid for. Now, she went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000.
That's a lot of money.
Now, I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school.
Yeah.
I bought her a car. She still lives with me and her mother. She does not have a job. Now, she's set to be married on August the 8th. And for the past 6 months, that's all her and her mother been talking about doing. Being occupied with, they consume most of their time. Now, her daddy, he don't contribute to not 1 cent on her. Not her education, not child support, which is probably her mother's fault because, you know, she didn't fight for that. And that, I guess that's just what the settlement was. And he only around to make promises. I do that for you, I do this for you, and then take off. And then she be heartbroken. But she adores her father, right? So, like I said, she's set to be married in August. And the wedding venue, I told them they can have it in my home. The wedding venue can hold about 250 people, right? Now I said, hey, I got a list of 20 people that I want to come to the wedding. Okay. I'm paying for this at my house. I want these 20 people to come. Do y'all know Saturday, I see one of my friends at the golf course, right? He's supposed to come to the wedding. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see you at the wedding, right? He said, I only got an announcement. I didn't get an invite. I'm like, nah. I'll let my girlfriend and stepdaughter know to send out the invitations on these few people, and you're supposed to get an invite. He said, I got something, but it was an announcement. So we walked to his car because I want to check, right? Yeah. And sure enough, it was an announcement. So I went and talked to my girlfriend and said, did you invite those 20 people to the wedding that I told you about? Man, she didn't invite none of them. She said 250 people was a little tight, and I don't think we can get your 20 people in there. Man, I was pissed.
Yeah, I
and the
can see
people
why.
that were supposed to come, they pissed as well. Then she gonna say if any other people that we already invited don't RSVP, then we'll get some of your people in here. I'm like, what? Man, that's crazy, man. Don't even worry about it, man. I'll just be mad. All right? So now, the crazy part about it is, when I check the invitations, they don't even have my name on it. They have her real daddy and her on the invitations that I paid for. I paid for these invitations. How you got a real daddy on there, her mama on there? Cool. Couple days later, I'm hosting the venue at my house, hosting the wedding family at my house, okay? It's me, stepdaughter, girlfriend, groom, and their parents, right? Trying to help everybody get real acquainted.
Yeah.
Then a surprise guest shows up. My stepdaughter's real daddy. And I'm like, you know what? You know what, cool. He probably just coming to the wedding, right? But tell me why my stepdaughter proceeds to stand up and announce that her real daddy is giving her away at the wedding.
Uh-huh.
What? The wedding that I'm paying for, in my house? The daddy don't do nothing for you? Just giving you away? Oh, and they were just so happy and smiling. Oh, yay, great. Inside, I was fuming. Inside, I wanted to cry or punch somebody. Probably want to do both, honestly.
Yeah, it sucks.
So
that's awful.
I took that time to stand up and give a toast as well. I said, you know,
that's horrible, man. I feel, yeah, that's sad.
A deep debt of gratitude because they have opened my eyes tonight. Oh, everybody at the table was just smiling. They have let me know that my position in this family is not what I thought it was. Oh, you should have saw the frowns, man. Now they mad. It done got serious. I let them know I am not the godfather, or you know, the head of the family that I thought I was, the loved one that would be seeked out in times of need. Nah. I realized I'm an ATM. Yeah.
I'm an ATM.
So, since I have been replaced as host of the wedding, I shall be relinquishing, giving my financial duties to the new host. And I will back out monetarily. Yeah.
Burn.
Yep. Now, after the announcement, a whole lot of snickering was going on around the table, right? A lot of mumbles. They didn't say anything to me. Nobody addressed me.
Of course not.
Later that night, tell me why my girlfriend gonna come to me talking about how I'm ruining so much. How I'm ruining so much for backing out, and how her daughter ain't gonna have her dream wedding, and how her daughter ain't this and that. Okay, well, it's apparent that I'm not family in this family. So the family should take care of it, right? That's my stepdaughter. I mean, it ain't even my stepdaughter, really. It's my girlfriend. I just happen to be around her for the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. But tell me why the next day,
the fact that
girlfriend trying to show me how much I'm ruined, right?
Kid makes
she takes me to where they planning the wedding, and the wedding planner showed me, you know, all the things they got going down, everything they got set up. I look at the venue. They got some father-daughter dances, right? 3 songs. All of them cater to her real dad, not me. I look at the food they got. 2 of the dishes got stuff I'm allergic to in it. I just started laughing. Like, they want me to pay for this. His name on it, not mine. His songs, not mine. The food, I can't eat the food.
I'm gonna be real. Like, at the beginning, I was like, maybe this dude's an asshole. But, like, goddamn, like, this is bad.
And the 20 people out of 250 that I wanted, they can't even come in my house. Wow. Okay.
It's your house, bro.
It's wild, man. So I went on ahead and let her know. I will not be there, and neither will my money. Yeah.
No, that doesn't.
And they would no longer be at my house either. And you would no longer be at my house. Or your daughter. Because, yeah, I'm not family. I'm not even important enough to be put up on the brochure. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So I let her know that I'm not paying for it, and you and your daughter can get out of my house, because apparently we're not a family. Yeah, we just 2 people stand up in this house, and I'm an ATM. Have fun at the wedding, man.
That's so sad, man. Like, Jesus Christ, that's actually so fucking sad. Like, at the beginning, I was like, oh, well, maybe growing up, you know, this guy was an asshole and her real dad was around whenever this guy was working all the time. And, like, maybe it was, like, some dissonance or, like, a misunderstanding, or, like, you know, she wasn't connected with him. But, like, then whenever the mom is enabling it and she's, like, playing into it as well, that's like a whole different dimension where, like, if it was just him and, like, his new wife or, like, girlfriend, like, and they were fine, everything was good, but, like, he had a problem with the daughter, then it's like, you know, like, it's a crapshoot. Who the fuck knows really what happened? But the fact that she's going and, like, enabling this girl to do this is, I mean, it's fucking disgusting, man. I mean, you're only getting one side of the story, but, like, what could they say? What could they say that would make sense out of it, right? Yeah, sure, you're right. You're only getting one side of the story, but I believe him. I'm gonna be honest, I believe him. 10 years, paid for everything. Yeah, exactly. Like, did he not pay for the tuition? Did he not pay for her car? I mean, that's like 50 grand, man. Yeah, probably fake. I heard this exact story months ago. And yeah, you'll probably hear it next month too, because this shit happens all the time. It doesn't mean it's fake. It means it's common. Yeah, I mean, like, he seemed pretty emotional to me. I mean, if this all was fake, I mean, he should go to Hollywood. He's a great actor. But, yeah, I'll be honest. I think he did the right thing. I'll be real. Brand new car is $30K. I mean, he said he bought her a new car. I don't know if that means brand new or, like, he bought her a car. I don't know like what it means, right? Maybe it's 10K, maybe it's 30K, I don't know. But like, let's say it's $50,000, right? And like, really, if it's over 10 years, we're talking about like $150,000. Like, let's be real. And so, overproduced weddings are overrated. You can go to a courthouse and have a great after party. Yeah, but like, they were having a party at his house, and so like, it made sense that or the wedding at his house or something like that. So it kind of made sense that, you know, they're trying to do that. 10 years of raising kids together and she didn't consider him family. That's messed up. Well, I mean, I think that it's one of those things where it's probably like a really hard decision to make whenever you get put in a situation like this. I mean, how could I possibly understand? But like, I bet it's probably an insanely hard decision to make, but I think he made the right call. He did. That was the first mistake, having a house wedding. I don't think that's a problem. You do whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. Some people don't accept their step-parents, to be honest. You see, like, that's the thing, is like, I would have no problem if the daughter wouldn't accept him as her dad, because at the end of the day, he's not her dad. And it's like, yes, it's hurtful. Yes, she's stupid, but it's something that's like so core and like so, like just natural, that it would kind of make sense. But the fact that the mom was enabling it, bro, he made the right call 100%. In my opinion, it's not even a question.
Come on, get out of there. That CC look crazy.
This is your doom.
Not happening.
Oh shit! That caught me off guard. Why am I stuck? Getting help. No, my game froze. No, I'm dead. Fuck, man. Damn. That fucked me up. You gotta fight the boss twice. Ooh, glad that didn't kill me.
This is your doom.
Not happening. Not happening.
No! Get out of my mind! Get out!
I keep getting like stuck on them and I can't move.
Your doom.
Not happening.
This is your doom.
Not happening.
Foul insect. Be gone.
happening.
This is your doom.
Not happening.
Foul insects! Be gone! Be gone! Foul insects! This is your doom!
Not happening.
Foul insects! Be gone! Be gone! Foul insects!
Like, how did I not have no potions coming into this fight? Man, dude, I'm getting aggravated now. War retention reduces the rate of war decay. War absorbs damage before health, has no cap, and decays over time. War decay personal quickly. Reduces damage dealt to your health deal during threshold. It does not reduce damage dealt.
Get out!
Not happening.
Apophis! I don't know what drove you to this madness, but I'm going to stop.
Majesta is dead then, just as he promised. This would be so much easier if you had died with her. No matter. I can still take what I need.
You think this is over? You know nothing of the power I've been given. Orobis showed me the way. All I needed was the key, and you brought it right to me. The power of the epoch is mine.
Welcome back, traveler. Took you long enough. Ah, her. Just missed her, I'm afraid. You showed up a minute too late. The epoch. Show me. Oh, I see. She drew on its power to create those rifts in time. A little trick Orobis must have taught her. From what I can tell, she's clumsy with it. Back? When exactly? Do you intend to go scouring all of reality? She could be anywhere, anytime. You have no way to find her. Give up? That's what I'd do. Oh. But if you insist, I'd start by restoring the epoch. Best to have it ready for when Apophis shows herself again. That's the problem. I only know of one way, and I don't know that you're ready for what's in there. I've heard that before, too. Take it into the Monolith of Fate. Repairing the lost timelines will help restore power to the epoch. No. Yes. If you're really going in there, go speak to Agony. She's more patient than I am. Farewell, traveler. And good luck. Stay safe.
Oh, yes?
Do you feel it, traveler?
Stop doing that, no. Alright, so I'm going to stop here for a minute.
The shackles
I'll be back
of
on
fate
in a little bit.
binding tighter.
Everything is done, I'll be back on later.
Apophis slipping beyond your reach. Your fate is set, and it always ends with me.